Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video right here on XRP. We're building upon the video I did on Saturday and yesterday morning. Yesterday morning early, though. And the price action has continued as expected. What I said over the course of my last two videos is that, XRP looked quite good on the higher time frames when we look at this major support level we had between 2.3 all the way down technically to $2, but the main support level was right here between 2.2 and 2.3, and not only because of it being a normal high time frame support level, but also mainly because of the value area low we had formed since last week. No, not last week, but since obviously that major crash, that major Friday crash, let's keep it at that, and the yearly rolling VWAP, which is right here between 2.29 and 2.18. So we already had a strong support level, which made us, slightly more positive about XRP. And then we also saw some constructive price action, first of all, with reclaiming the value area low right here on Friday, and then continuing getting practically reclaims over the course of the weekend. Like, first of all, we reclaimed this point of control right here at 2.35, and now this morning over the course of the Asian session we actually saw some new momentum come in. With that, we were able to reclaim the 7-day rolling VWAP and the point of control, and ultimately that leaves me with a bit of a difficult decision, all right? Because I told you over the course of this weekend that I thought it was most likely we would get some recovery up to the top of the range, for example, right? So that's around 2.55. 2.55 is the area where, first of all, there is some intraday, some sort of an intraday key level. So that matters, although does it matter a lot? No, but you also have the value area high right there. So that's the upper range of the value area we have formed since that Friday crash, which matters more. All right, and then the price action of XRP has been constructive. And if I zoom out right here, you can also see that, we found support at a very strong support level. You would expect some bullish momentum from that support level, and that's also what we're getting right now. And we're getting lower time frame confirmations that we can expect some support from that support level as well. So that's all good, but the thing I am slightly cautious about, or at least why I'm relatively cautious, is that when I take a look at XRP, the momentum is relatively low. Like, in terms of volume, the momentum that XRP has at this point of time is lower than most of its peers, right? So it's lower than Dogecoin, it's lower than BNB, it's lower than Solana, it's lower than Ethereum. Now, being lower than Ethereum and Solana, that's not that strange, but over the course of the weekend, like, the volume has been quite low as well. And when you have a rally like this with low volume, and the market, I think, has something left to prove as well, right? We got some good momentum over the course of the last 24 hours, but we left a lot of imbalances. The volume was not exceptionally high for the entire market, not only for XRP. So I do think we can rally a little bit higher, but I don't see enough momentum to break out. And when I'm talking about breaking out, I'm talking about breaking out of that level between 2.55 and 2.6, right? So short term, I think we are seeing some constructive price action, and I think we are seeing some good recovery, but ultimately I think that recovery can only get us to 2.55 and 2.6. So something like this, basically, I mean, if you zoom out a little bit more, this is just a continuation of stability since that Friday crash, right? So Friday we crashed. Ultimately, we ended up around 2.37. Around 2.37, we have started to form some sort of a balance. I think we are seeing good signs of holding that balance. I'm not seeing enough to actually break out of that balance, right? Which is good because, in a sense, because I don't see a reason to break down below the balance. But on the other hand, I also don't see a reason to break out outside of that. And I really think we need some sort of a fundamental breakthrough to get that, right? So that would either be a very strong Bitcoin, and a very strong Bitcoin most likely would be because of some positive fundamental developments in the background, in the general financial markets. So I think we're waiting for that, and until then, I think it's more likely we will just remain stable. And I do want to stress that I think that stability, when we're talking about, the next week or going into November, I think that stability is actually not a bad thing. But those are my thoughts for now. That's what I think you need to know. So hopefully that helps. But for now, thank you for watching. Have a great week, of course, and bye.